what's up, guys? My name is Ghost, and this is another edition of a trade review, trade recap. Today, they finally gave us our weekly watch list main level at 5, 10, 13 retest. And I told you guys there was a few things I was going to pay attention to coming into that level. One was NQ and QQQ to gauge the strength of the market. And if you remember, we gained some strength. But holding below these levels here gives me a good insight that maybe I should hold off on that bounce and look to see if it breaks below that previous all-time high so I could take that short position and have NQ as the confluence that we are looking weak into that trade. So that's what I'll be watching this week on NQ. QQQ should. So as you can see here, the NQ chart, I was wanting us to hold above these two daily levels, this 18144.75 and this 18121.5. Most likely I wanted us to hold above here. I wasn't probably going to take that bounce there. But seeing the first candle opening on NQ where we broke below that daily, I already knew to not take a bounce at that level. We opened up with SPY below the 5, 10, 13. And at that point, my mind shifted to the bias of puts. So let's get into SPY chart one more time. So now going back into the chart and the trade that I took today, knowing where NQ was opening up and breaking below, my first thought was now to try to find an entry for puts. I stayed patient. I had my watch list set for a break below 508, this area right here, 508.75. I was going to look for my position to take puts. Could have been a lot more aggressive and taken it on the retest and break back below this 5, 10, 13 like we first discussed in the weekly watch list, but with such a long move from pre-market from the highs down to this area, I didn't want to front run the position, and I just waited for more confirmation. So we got that bounce, got the retest, we got the close, so now just waiting for my entry. I did post with people that are in Team Bull and follow me that break below 508.75. I was going to be looking for my put position. I entered lightly in case we were going to get swept. But once we got that first close, I entered, and the second confirmation rejection, I sized into that position. And then my price targets, like I mentioned in the beginning of the week, I was going to try to ride this down as far as I can. First target was going to be that 506.7. Once we got that level, at this point, contracts were free, so I just let them ride. And once we got all the way there, it set me up for my next trade of the day, which was closer to our daily levels on SPX and NQ, and I'll get into that right now. So the next trade that I did take right towards the end of the day was a SPX bounce on the daily. So 5057.29 was a strong daily level. We did get that one reaction earlier when we came back down to this level, where it pretty much set us off for new all-time highs. So coming towards the end of the day, it was a good probability that that's where they were going to try to hold off the move for breaking down the daily, and we were going to get a bounce up there. So I got into my calls there, used my confirmations there, and my first level was to trim at the 71, and then anything other than that was just going to be some freebies. So I wrote that out. But again, daily levels, you'd want to know if we're going to be holding first. So most of the confluence that I used was SPX on this last hour trade, but NQ was also towards this daily level. So we had support across the market, and it was a high probability setup. I used my profits off of the first trade, and I got that move up. So I hope you guys do appreciate this trade recap. We made a plan in the beginning of the week. We got our level, and we executed on whatever the market wanted to give us. So appreciate you guys. Peace.